For me, one of the many benefits you get from social media is meeting lots of incredible women, especially African women in diaspora in Europe. This is my guest. She is a diploma holder. She studied computer science in University of Abuja, Nigeria. She graduated with upper class. She is the fifth child out of the six living children of her mother. She is currently living in Germany and works in medical field as a nurse. To mention a few of her hobbies, she enjoys reading, cooking, traveling, and learning new things. It is with pleasure I welcome Gift Rosemary Czezor, popularly known as Duchess, to Women's World Show African Women in Diaspora Europe series.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for
you.
this. Like, it's an honor to have you, and I am so privileged that you say, I'm so honored that you say yes to this interview. Thank you. Okay, let's get into it because I don't want to take so much of your time. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for coming. It means so much. I think, I mentioned that when I sent you this invite, I said, this is African Women in Diaspora series that's in Europe, that I created to actually send our stories out, to hear more of our voice, to hear more of our story. Because when you look at UK, African women in UK, they are really thriving. I mean, you hear them, they are very loud. Like you see them, you hear them, you see more of them in US at the same time. But in Europe, I feel like, you have to search deep to find. And this is, hence this series. So thank you so much, Duchess.
Thank you very much.
Please, let's start from the beginning. Why, how did you come to Europe? What's the story?
Okay. First of all, I'm honored to be in your show.
Thank you.
I'm very, very honored. This is actually my first interview.
Oh, thank you.
Secondly, I came through Europe through marriage.
Wow.
Yeah. Let me share a bit of the story. I was previously married to a German, yeah? Although, unfortunately, we are no longer together. But after the divorce, we decided, the two of us, and then because of the kids. So I decided to stay in Germany, and and I'm loving it. Since then, I've been in Germany, and the kids are, we love it. That's how I got to stay here in Germany through marriage.
Wow.
Through marriage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I mean, for your kids, if not for anything,
you.
for your kids. It's not
Thank you.
congratulations for living the life that you deserve. It's congratulations for your kids, for making your life work for you and for your children. However, I can't fathom how it is to go through the process of divorce, especially living in Europe, a country that is not yours. But quickly brushing on that, was it something difficult to do? Was it a difficult decision to make, to say, okay, this is not working, I'm going to walk away, even though this is not my country, I'm going to find a way? How was it for you to navigate this?
My divorce, actually, my ex-husband, we never lived in Germany. He works with the National Security Advisor to the President. We're living in Abuja. So I used to go and come because we have some houses here, and he always say, go, come, because of the kids. So after each time I want to have baby, I have to come here to have the kids. That was what he wanted. And when we started having issues, I wanted to leave. He never wanted it. I was a teenage wife, a teenage mama. And he wanted me to actually stay the way. It was difficult, but I couldn't forgive. I couldn't. So when I decided to leave, he said, you know what, Rosemary, please stay in Germany. I didn't want to stay in Germany. He said, please, this country, Nigeria, is not, in some years, it's not going to be as you see it. Please stay in Germany because of the kids. And when I made that decision, I never regretted it. And the divorce was not, it was not difficult because my ex-husband made sure that I had everything, or I'm still having everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because of the children.
Because of the children, yes.
Yeah.
You
It
know, you
wasn't a messy divorce. It wasn't.
okay, good, good. You know, at least there's a mutual understanding of moving
Yes.
forward. And you emphasized on that thing of, really, it wasn't what you wanted, staying, but you stayed because of the kids.
Yes.
Then staying now, you have to find your balance. So how have you found your balance? Have you found Rosemary? I mean, you go by Duchess online, but have you
Yes.
found Rosemary? Have you found her? Are you in balance with your life at the moment?
Um, I will say that I am not in balance with my life, but I try so hard to be better than yesterday. Every day for me, I try to look for something that I want to improve in myself, because I know that we humans, we are imperfect.
Mm,
So, and if there is something about me that I don't like, I try to improve every single day. And me staying in Germany, I took it upon myself to involve myself more in
involved.
the in the culture of the country. I also took it upon myself to integrate
Mm,
more in the country, so
mm,
that I will be, so that I will be able to, it doesn't matter which office I enter, which places I am, or because of my kids, the school,
yes.
I can be able to,
Interact.
yeah, to interact and speak my
Mm,
mind, and comfortable without
mm,
feeling inferior.
yes.
So
I noticed that you speak Dutch and Dutch or German, please. You're in Berlin?
Deutsch, German,
Oh,
Deutsch,
yeah, okay.
German,
Okay. You are in Belgium or where are you, Berlin?
Germany,
You're in Germany.
Germany.
Okay. Well, I noticed that you speak Dutch and you really, I mean, this is a big step to integration. So you work, I understand your work. So how has it been? How was it getting a job? What was the challenge? What would you say is your major unique challenge of really integrating? Because you are integrated, obviously, but it wasn't easy. You and I know this, right?
Yes, yes, it wasn't.
What was the unique, experience you would say, whoa, that was something, but I went through it and I made it like I made it.
Um, to integrate, it was a very difficult step. But one thing it was a bit easy for me because, like I said, I was a teenage mama and a teenage wife. So my ex family, they always take the kids. So it was
Mm,
easy for me to study. Do you
mm,
understand? So I went to exclusive Deutsch course,
mm,
and I had time for
mm.
myself to be able to learn. It was so difficult. The language barrier was, oh my God, it was so difficult. I think the first class, the last class I failed, but I did it again.
Yeah, you didn't give up.
I don't give up easily. I did it again, and I passed with flying color by
Amazing.
His grace. It
Mm,
wasn't easy, but another difficult things I found is, I was in a class with the other European countries that don't speak
mm,
German.
mm.
Um, the racism,
The racism.
yeah.
How did you handle that? How did you handle it?
By understanding that first of all, we are from two different world. I'm
Mm,
from a different continent.
mm,
They are from different continents, and some people don't have open minds, and I have an open mind. And there is something that I told myself: I don't take things too personal.
then.
I don't take things too personal. How is I'm open. I try to be friendly, but once I receive hostility,
yeah.
I move back and I close the door. And I understand this person doesn't want to come close.
No, I totally understand. I totally resonate with that. And that is one thing that a lot of people, if you don't have that open mind, the moment you feel that hostility from people, they take it personal and then it shrink you. That's what happens with a lot of people. And then they have the culture shock. And then they have the whole racism shock, all of that.
Yes.
You feel it all. And that can cause depression to a lot of African women or men, by the way, who have moved from Africa to Europe. So they feel this. So I'm glad that you shared your own side of not really taking it very personal. Always keep an open mind and know when to close the door or take a step back. So thank you for sharing that. But talking about, being able to integrate, it also matters that you keep the roots. You maintain the roots of where you come from. Let's talk about how have you been able to, balance being an African, being a Nigerian, and living in the country, integrating, balancing all of that. How have you been able to do it?
You can't you can take a Nigerian anywhere, but you can't take a Nigerian out of
that one.
As a Nigerian, it's in me. This is who I am. It depends on and the being a Nigerian, we are just there. But now balancing the culture and what was the question? The culture here or in Nigeria?
Both of them, because there are expectations that people back home have of you, and you being also able to balance that. You are integrating in a country that is not yours. So you got to be able to meet up expectations, live here. So it's like, where am I?
Yeah, when I whatever it is that I got back home is in me. Is building me. And when I came here, I got myself integrated into the system. And when I got myself integrated, there are some certain things I accept, their culture, like some of their food and some of their music and some of their ways, like during Christmas period, they have ways they celebrate things that we Nigerians we don't do. I love some of their, I accepted some of their culture, not everything. I don't accept everything. And how I balance it is knowing very well that I have mixed family. As you can see, I have this mixed family. So it's just, I have to find a way to balance it without it draining me or weighing me down. I think it's just part of me. It's part of me. It has become part of me.
They're not, it's on default. It's automatic like this.
Yeah, it has become part of me. Yeah, it has become part of me. And secondly, I also when I noticed that I'm gonna be staying in Germany with the kids, as an Igbo girl, I just look for our Igbo union around. And I've been in the union, in Igbo Union Cologne for the past 13 years.
Wow.
I got myself involved. I think we have two ladies in the union because they are also married to German.
Oh, okay.
So the rest are men. And I got myself involved, and I also brought my kids. So that being involved in the union also brings me back home. And then every now and then we celebrate. It's this part of me, the culture that I also feel. Kind of I feel alive. I feel alive, and I don't feel like I miss home at all.
Oh, that's lovely. This is something that most people don't do. When you move abroad, you need to find your own tribe. At the same time, integrate and find people, have a social network that is in balance. People from your back home and at the same time, people from the country of, where you are living. And this is very important, in my opinion. There are also people who are doing it the opposite way. They only hold on to their own people, which I don't think is the right way. In my opinion, you got to have that balance, but I really appreciate that comment, really finding the Igbo culture, Igbo people, the community. So how have you people in the community or in the union, help each other, empower each other in all you do to integrate, and not just to integrate, to work, build your businesses or your work, or support each other in their difficulties, because a lot of people who are here are really having challenges, and
Yes.
our voices are not being heard enough. How are you people doing it in your union? Can you share a few things that you do to really, elevate Africans in diaspora and at the same time foster unity among the different cultures?
Yes. The Igbo Union, what we do is we come together, just like you said, we understand, or we understood very well, that this country is not, the continent is not ours. You see the sun, we have just 3 months, the sun shine only 3 months in a year. And without the vitamin D, let me not go into my medical field. It's, you have to take it. But that being said, we understand that first of all, a lot of the people have problem with the language. German language is the most difficult. This is for me. It's very,
Yeah,
very difficult.
yeah.
And some people don't even want to learn it. And some people find it very, very difficult because of stress. So what we do is in our Igbo Union, what we do is, like, when someone have a problem, any member that has a problem, and we also have students that are studying in the University of Cologne, because I live in Cologne, that are also in the union. Like when they are having problem, like where to stay, some of us, we have cabinet member. Like I'm in the welfare,
Wow.
area.
Mm.
So the welfare, let me speak more of myself, is I'm in charge in the welfare of the people,
Amazing.
knowing, like, if anyone is in the hospital and has been in the hospital for days,
Yeah.
it is my duty to visit the person in the hospital so that they don't feel alone. So they don't feel alone. And when someone give birth, I have to go, oh, congratulations, no, so that they feel, oh, these are my people.
Mm.
And this is my part, my own duty now, I'm saying. So when we are organizing something like irigi, I'm also part of the people
Yeah.
who, because I know exactly, since it's welfare, what the women, the children will eat, the food. I'm
Yeah.
also involved. In the case of someone that, let's say, a member that loses their mother or father or
Yeah.
partner.
Or going
So
through divorce, challenges of going through divorce as well.
going through divorce, I don't get myself involved. It is
Right.
the elders. It is the elders that get involved in that. So the union, practically, we help each other, we provide for each other, we protect each other, we celebrate. We let the Igbo people know that they are not alone.
Yes.
And it's been working. Actually, we are very popular, mostly in Europe, the Igbo
Amazing.
Union Cologne. Yeah.
Wow, wow,
Yes.
that's nice.
Yes.
This is really amazing because I'm happy that I'm doing this because it's opening me up, to really know more. I think I might come to Germany because there are a lot of awesome. I think I actually have to come to Germany because
Come
honestly,
and visit one day.
I will, absolutely, because this is like, let me tell you, what you guys are doing really falls under United Nations SDGs, which is Sustainable Development Goals, really fostering peace and unity amongst your people and at the same time uniting the country which you live in. It is a United Nations work, it is a universal work, it is a humanity work. At the same time, you really establishing each other and empowering each
Yes.
other. So I applaud you guys, really, bravo.
Thank you.
You know, let me honestly, I'm gonna come. Germany, I've been speaking with a lot of women from Germany, and I'm like, there's something there.
Yeah, there
Gonna
is.
come. So I'm really happy that you shared that. Let's talk about your personal goals, your personal achievements and success stories, because you cannot talk about women, African women in diaspora that are doing that, shakers and movers. And I think you have in your own way contributed to that. So what is one thing? I know there might be a lot, but one of the major things that you're like, wow, I did that. I'm so proud of me. What is that thing?
Achievement and success can differ
Of course.
depending on how you see it. Some people will buy a car and they'll say, oh, that's an achievement. Some people will build a house and that is an achievement. Those I have already done. And for me, I think I'm growing. But one of the achievements that I would love to share with you, or one of the success, I look at it personally as a success, is because, let's say, I'm just going to give you a little just few minutes story.
Yeah.
5 years ago, or let's say 6 years ago, I was involved in a toxic situation, very, very toxic. I have never in my entire life experienced such toxicness.
A
It was
relationship?
so,
A
yeah,
relation?
it was. I just didn't want to go into detail. It was so
No.
toxic. It felt like hell on earth. So after a while, I was like, what am I doing? This is not right, you know? And after everything was over, I was broken. I was I lost my self-esteem because I was devalued.
Yes.
I was devalued day and night, and I have never experienced such thing in my life. I lost my self-esteem. I lost my confidence. And I'm someone who like to get
Yes,
involved
you have
in
a life.
society.
Hmm.
I lost so much, and I lost friends. I would say they were not really friends. So I lost a lot. I was down, and one day I was lying and I told myself, I said, what am I doing? What is this? What is this? Then I said, okay, I sat down. I think it was in the middle of the night after prayer. I sat down, I took a piece of paper. I began to write, what do I want to change? I started writing it. After doing it, I went for it. I said, okay, I want to move out of the place I was because I just don't want anything reminding me. I moved, I changed my car, I changed everything. It just took me in a period of 3 months to get everything done. And so people were very shocked. Now, for me, that is a success story because of my mental health. My mental health. You know, mental health is very important.
It
For me,
is.
that is a success story because I got myself out of that situation without going to therapy or without have to, becoming an alcoholic or people coming over. No, 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 no. I
No.
just sat down and thought about myself. I said, no, I'm not going to let this happen. And I am very, very happy.
No.
And yeah, for me, that
This
is
is
a
this
great
is
success.
big. No, no, no.
Yeah,
It takes
that's
a
a great
lot.
success.
It takes a lot to move out of a toxic relationship. It takes a
Yes,
lot. You know, most times you see, I always say, never judge a situation you never witnessed, you know.
yes.
And the thing is that for you as a person, as a woman, and you are all alone there, and you sat by yourself and you woke yourself, you have that awakening call of what the hell is this, you know, and then you moved. It's a big deal. For the fact that you thought about it, you lifted, you did the first step, or even writing it down and knowing this is not for me, you know. I applaud you for that. And yes, it's congratulations, big
Thank you.
congratulations, really. It's a
Thank
big
you.
deal. Thank you for sharing that story. It really means a lot because I know that a lot of people, especially, let me say this, a lot of African women in diaspora are going through a lot. A lot of
A
African
lot.
women in diaspora in Europe are going through so much, and
Yeah.
they don't dare say anything. They don't dare open their mouth to talk about it. But you
They are
sharing,
worried. They are worried what people will say, and that is exactly why a lot of us kill ourselves. Why I have to insert myself in is because I'm also an African. They are worried about, oh, well, this person will say, people will talk, and they are going slowly, slowly, forgetting that every single day that passes by, you cannot take it back.
no,
You
no.
cannot take it back.
But that is the expectation back home. Let's talk about that because you are living in Europe and there's this big expectation. You know, I'm trying to change this whole series. My focus is let's change the narrative around us. Both educate people. I'm not gonna, you're not gonna convince people what they should think. However, we want our voice to be heard.
Yeah.
And in that regard as well, educate our people that, you know, the expectation that you have of your sister, of your brother living abroad is not the person's reality. And that is the expectation. How have you, because maybe you have siblings or people back home, uncles, aunties, nieces, they're expecting my auntie's abroad, she should be sending, millions.
Heaven and earth.
Yeah. So how have you been able to manage this? Have you been able to educate them that it's not as you see it? It's not as you imagined it, that once you move abroad, there's a tree where we pluck this money. How can we educate this and really foster a more united, a more understandable, and actually grow a community? Sorry about that. And actually grow a community where our people are very understanding of what actual life is about abroad, and at the same time support their own that are living abroad. How did you do it, and how can we continue to do it?
Like I said, in my case, like I told you, I was a teenage wife. I got married at the age of 18. And knowing that my husband worked with the National Security Advisor to the president, that was a lot. So, and my mother was practically living with me. And we traveled in and out. So after the divorce, yeah, baby. No. After the divorce, there's one thing he did. He brought my mom here. I have siblings. I'm second to the last. By the way, let me give a little bit of. I'm second to the last.
Yeah.
My mom gave birth to 12 kids. 6 passed away.
Oh my
And
God.
we are remaining 3 girls and 3 boys.
Yes.
And generally, I'm second to the last of the children. And among the girls, I'm the last born among the girls.
Yeah.
And so when I was staying here, my mom was staying here, and the money wasn't flowing like that. And I have to speak to her. I said, "Mommy, it's not."
Yes.
So initially they were doing, and I was playing along and playing along. It was draining. It was draining. So when I brought my younger brother here to Germany,
he understood. He understood that the snow, you walk under the snow and you understand.
On his own, on his own, he is the one complaining. Let me say, he was the one complaining. I didn't say much, but in my own case, I just believe that my family learned the hard way, because my mom was practically living with me even here in Europe, because she comes every year. I stopped inviting her, let's say 5 years ago, because of the environment I was in. It wasn't so conducive for me, and I don't want her to see such things. So, but she learned the hard way, because she was practically living here in Germany with me. She comes and she stay like a year and 6 months, and then she is the one saying, "Odoro,
Yes,
sorry
she's
that
the
I'm
one
speaking Igbo.
explaining to them now. Exactly.
So
Yes.
they have no choice than to amend,
Right.
than to adjust. And these days, when my families back home, when they speak to me, whatever I give to them, no matter how small it is, you hear them saying thank you. And this is people that if I give them something below 200, that was years ago, and now they say thank you.
Exactly.
They understand the assignment, or they understood the assignment.
It takes time, but you got to just do the due diligence and make everybody understand.
Yes.
And this whole thing really mounts a lot of pressure on most African women that are living in Europe, because they want to meet up expectations and all of that. But thank you for pointing out that you've been able to let your family understand this is not as easy as you people say it. But how would you describe your life now? Would you say you are happy, you are fulfilled? Because like you say, success, that success story alone, that one gave me goosebumps. That's a big deal. But at this moment, would you say, Rosemary, you're doing well. Duchess, you are doing well. I'm proud.
I would say Duchess Rosemary is contented.
Contented. Yeah.
I am very, very contented, because at the same time I'm grateful.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people who who have very little.
Yeah.
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 And it's not all about the bigger houses, the riches. Is being contented. I'm very, very contented with myself. But I also tell myself I've not gotten there yet. I've not gotten there yet.
You have a big vision and you keep working towards.
Yes, I have this thing I do every year that I write out what I want. And at the end of the year, I will mark the ones I have achieved. And the ones I have not, I don't get upset over it or get angry over it, because I don't have the power to change a lot of things. I just hope and believe that whatever it is I'm looking forward to gets to,
Yes.
So towards the end of the year, I make another list, and I keep, the only thing I want to do is to be better than yesterday.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, baby.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I don't want to take you so much from your child, from your son, right? Please quickly, last one. What advice would you give any woman who is planning or thinks to move from Africa to Europe? What advice would you give her?
Moving to Europe, first of all, Europe is a good continent.
Of course.
From Africa to here is a very beautiful place to stay. But understanding that we are two different people with different culture. Anyone that wants to move to Europe should be open-minded.
Open-minded.
Should be should be acceptance, should be ready to accept the culture. They should be ready to know that they should understand it's going to be a little bit difficult because of the color.
Yes.
Race.
Yes. You might experience racism.
Yes.
Don't take things too personal.
Yes. And they should also not take it personal, because this is life.
That's it. Yes.
You understand? They should know when to put a stop to the racism, when to go to the law.
Yeah.
Or when to report.
That's right.
Anyone that wants to move here, when you come here, the first thing you should do, integrate. It's very important. Very, very, integration is very, once you integrate, you will understand the country.
The system, how it works.
Yes, yes. You understand the system, you understand the country. You will not find it difficult to associate or to do things. It's going to be like you're living.
Amazing, amazing.
Like you're in Nigeria, you feel, you speak the language, you write the language, you go to the office, you talk.
Amazing.
What you don't like, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a very good advice. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I can't really thank you enough. I'm gonna let you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Thank you for coming. This means the world. Thank you. I mean, your energy is really beautiful. Wow, what a story. Thank you for sharing that.
Try and visit me one day. Let me host you. I would love to host you.
I will come. See, I've been talking to a lot of Germany women, and I'm like, these people, I'm coming. Stay tuned for more of Women's World Show, more interesting stories from amazing women here with us in Women's World Show.